Okay, so a couple uh, lessons learned from my last explosive video. Don't use small tanks. This tank here equals 4 of the small tanks, roughly, maybe even more. So use the medium tank. I ran out of fuel last time, that's why I crashed. And I redesigned the interior here. This is a much better setup than I had before. Lessons learned. This is my scanner rocket. There's my scanner. One second. I think if I get a tool it'll tell me. Yeah, there's the avionics. Another thing I learned is I had the launch pad here, and when it took off and landed, it destroyed the launch pad. So I moved it further away, and the umbilical will go all the way across, so I'm hoping this is where the launch pad would have been if I had it over here. But I moved it 2 squares back further, so 3 squares back. I'm hoping I don't want to have to rebuild this every time, but it completely destroyed the launch pad when it, and that wasn't during the explosion, that was during the second successful launch that I had that I didn't record. But I got the 2 batteries in there, the medium tank, which is much better. There's my logic uplink, and that's pretty much it. Pretty self-explanatory, kind of difficult to build, but when you work with it a little bit, it becomes a little easier. So I'm going to seal this up now that you saw it. Alright, and now I'm going to pause the video because I want to work on this one. See, here's the small tanks. I'll never use a small tank again. That was kind of a waste. I don't know why they even have them. But I think all I have to do here is double check that my batteries aren't shorted, so that's good. Everything else, I'm going to put the big tank down there. I want to move this over here, same as this one. So I'm far enough away where I don't think it's going to destroy everything on launch. I think I'm missing something here. There's the avionics, they're just not put together. Got the miner head on there. I do have to put on here a chute system. I'll probably just put like a silo over here and connect the chute to it somehow. But that's it for this. I'll be right back. I'm going to pause it, work on this, finish it, and we'll go from there. Okay, so all the adjustments are made. Put a big tank in here. I'm hoping that's enough. Move the tower over here. Do the chute umbilicus. Connected this chute to the drill. That'll be under the cowling once I'm complete. I am now pressurizing. It is a lot of resources to fuel these. I'm up to 13. I want to get it to 18. It's a slow process. I've got a volume pump up to 5. I'm sorry, 4 I think it is now. So it's going to be a slow process, but I am pressurizing both my tanks slowly. I have to keep going over here and checking. My volatiles are getting a little bit down. Actually, I'm getting a lot of it down. But I've been throwing ores in here as I go. We'll put an oxygen in here now. It takes a couple seconds for that to go through. 14.1. So I'm going to go ahead and close this up, and then I'll pause it again after the fueling is complete. I like I said, I moved the tower. Everything looks good over here. I'm just going to drop the ores for now, unless I get time to put a silo up. I may put a silo back here. I don't know. Yeah, I think I probably will. But let me close this up, and then I'll start the video again when I'm ready to launch. Okay, so as you can see down here, I'm approaching 19.3, going up a little bit more, megapascals. I think the tanks can hold 20, so I think I'm as fueled as I'm going to want to be. The pipes lag a little bit behind, so I was up to 9.8 in the pipes, and I was like, I don't want to go any higher than that. It did take a lot of volatiles and a lot of oxygen. I was throwing ice in this thing over and over, so fueling these is pretty intensive, but other than that, I think we should just go ahead and let's launch. I'm going to select the scanner over here first. Okay, so now I'm on the scanner rocket. Let's look at the gas on this. 19.3. That's another thing, I didn't want to go too much higher in case something gets warmer. Batteries fully charged. Alright, so I'm going to pull these back. Alright, so let's launch the scanner. And the map, we're going to set that as the destination. Rocket, and off she goes. Ooh, that took off fast. And I'm happy to say my tower is not damaged. Alright. I want to keep an eye on my fuel. I put a lot more fuel in here this time, so I shouldn't have a problem. So far, so good. Alright, so let's go back to the rocket, turn on the scanner, the location, chart, and let that go. Alright, once that's done scanning, I'll start it again. I don't want to keep everybody waiting forever, so I'm going to hit pause until this is done scanning. Okay, so that's done. And we'll go back to the map, and I'm going to set this as the destination. And fire up the rockets. And while that's going over there, I'm going to get started on the minor rocket. So we're going to retract these. There's actually 3 of them on this one because of the chutes. Alright, so they're all retracted. Let's go in here. This should be the minor rocket now, so we're good. Check out the gas, 19.3, so we're good there. Let's set the location of this map. Again, we got to go here, set destination, go back to rocket, and launch. Oh, that one failed. Wonder why. That's interesting. Something must be disconnected in that. Let me check that out. and I'll come back. I didn't use hardly any fuel. Looks like my avionics and downlink aren't working correctly. Okay, well, let me pause it. Well, you know what, first, let's go over to the map, and, oops, I got to switch. Switch this to the other rocket, and I'm at it, so all I got to do is, I got to turn it on first. Rocket scanner. Location, we'll get that plotted while I'm looking at the rocket and see what I don't have connected correctly. So I'm going to pause it here, and I'll be back shortly.
Power low.
Okay, so it didn't take me too long to figure it out. I had the the wires crossed. You have to be very careful when you connect the power inputs to the top of the battery that you don't connect the top of the battery to anything else inside the rocket, or it short circuits the battery. So that was the problem. It was very interesting. Unfortunately, I wasn't recording, but when I corrected that, I still had the rocket set over here to turn on the gas, and the rocket went into test launch mode. It didn't go anywhere, but it lit the rocket up, gave me a heart attack. I ran over here and got it turned off. Okay. So right now I'm in the process of scanning with the, what am I, that's the minor rocket, sorry, got to switch. I had to go in there and turn it off. And where are we at here? Okay, everything is charted. So let's look at the map. So I got all that charted out. Let's bring this guy home. Set destination. Go to the rocket. Fire this one up. And I am refilling the other rocket. I did use a little bit of fuel in the test mode, and it wasn't too bad, but I used a little bit. Oops, I might be back up already. So while that one's coming home, I think if I do this again in the future game, I'm going to use 2 scanners. It's kind of a pain to switch back and forth. So, one thing I wanted to point out, because this one's heavier, the default setting is 25. That has a moderate chance of crashing on re-entry. I went to medium. That has a high chance of an successful landing, so I went to, that's very high. I imagine it's going to use more fuel that way, but we'll see what happens. So I'm back up to about where I was, a little less. So let's go ahead and try this again. Go to map, set the destination. I'm on the minor rocket. Let's fire it up and see if it works this time. I could turn off the minor. I don't need that draining the battery. Alright. And off we go. That's better. Okay. So we got the second rocket going. We can see him for a little bit at night. Oh, there's the other one coming down. Oh, I lost him. Oops. This must be the other one. Let's see. So it is kind of fun to do it at night. Let's switch back to the scanner. Where are we at here? Almost ready to land. How's my fuel? That's my key issue. Oh, we got lots of fuel this time, so that worked really well. There he is. You can see him. Here he comes. You see it when it fires off every once in a while. You see both of them. Alright, so this one's going to be coming in over here. Here he comes. I'm backing up. Looks good so far. That's okay. That scared me. The one successful launch I did have, I'm like, oh, it's blowing up again. But that's just the rocket exhaust. There we go. A successful scanning mission. So I'm done with that one. Let's go back to the miner. Map. Okay, so let's go see about mining rocky asteroid. I don't know what that'll give me. This is metallic field. Let's go there. Set the destination. How are we doing for fuel on this one? I used a little bit more fuel. It is heavier. I'll have to watch that. This could be interesting towards the end of this. We might need 2 fuel tanks on a miner rocket, so if this one crashes, it'll be because I ran out of gas again. Let's go with this one. Might be a little closer. Alright. Turn that on. It'll take 30 seconds to get there.
Hydration critical.
Yep, of course. Let me take care of that. And check out my battery before that starts hollering at me. Okay, so I still got 12. We should be fine. Alright, so I should be here. This is a miner. Discover. This is all. Okay, so here we go. I got iron, copper, gold, and silicon. So, did it go to the place that I wanted it to go? It did. So now I turn on the miner. And what do I do here? Currently actually the rocket has no scanning, none mine. Why won't it let me mine? Miner is internal quality and quantity 0. I got the thing on there, should be fine. Do I have to select something? Resources, nav points, site discovery. Won't let me select anything. Currently has no rocket miner. Okay, so apparently it's not going to let me mine. I don't know why. Let me try moving it to the other site, maybe. That's the wrong kind. It's a quick flight. I'm pretty sure I had everything wired up correctly. It turns on. Oh, it's kind of strange. It won't let me mine. Okay. Maybe I have to go here. Metallic field, miner rocket. Location info. Silver, nickel, and lead. I must have something miswired for the miner. I don't understand because it says it's on. I still got plenty of charge. It's not that. Alright, I'm going to pause this for a second again. See if I can figure out why it won't let me mine. Well, no matter how I play with it, I can't get it to mine. I'm not sure if I skipped a point or not. Maybe I didn't scan it correctly. I'm not sure. But I have the ore. It says my rocket miner's powered. I have enough of everything else. But it won't let me mine. I'm not sure why. Let me bring the rocket back down and look and see if I have something incorrect. So let's go back to map. Set that as the destination. And let's come back. And I'm going to pause this until it gets close. Okay, I started it back up because I think I'm going to have a problem. I think I'm going to run out of fuel again. It's going to be close. It's coming down really slow, but it's burning fuel. It's got 300 seconds to go. I might make it. Maybe. I don't know how much thrust it's using. It might need more thrust as it gets closer, which would be bad. This is going to be cutting it close. And you see, it's kind of complicated, but it's also kind of fun. Let's see, I've 6,000 left. So about 1,000 every 50 seconds. Yeah. I need 5,000 more, roughly. Oof. Oof, that's going to be close. Oh my. And it's using more now because it's fighting more, I think. Thrust. Yeah, the thrust is going up. We're burning more fuel. Oh my. So in a miner rocket, you need maybe, so now I'm down to, it's going to be kind of close, but I don't think I'm going to make it, especially if the thrust keeps going up. It's going to be burning more fuel. I'm down to 200. I used almost 2,000. This is going to be super close. The thrust is not going up anymore. That's a good sign. Wow, this is going to be close. Turn that off. I think that's going to matter, but I'd like to get the rocket back down here so I can figure out if I got something set wrong. $150 seconds. This is really going to be close. Altitude. Wonder if I can see it. Well, we'll know what happened if it crashes. Can't see it yet. 2,000. Yeah, I might make it. I might just make it. Just. How's the thrust? Actually, the thrust is going down, so that might help. Ay, 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 ay. 1290. I think I'm gonna make it. I think I'm gonna make it. What's this impact? I don't like the impact there. Come on. Oh my. Well, I didn't make it. I'm not sure why. I thought I had enough fuel. But there you go. I ran a little short on fuel, I think. Hopefully I didn't damage my other rocket. But there you go. I would have liked to have seen what I did incorrectly. I didn't even damage the other. Oh yeah, I did a little bit. Alright, well, I may continue this. I'm going to pause it and see if I can reload and see if I have something hooked up incorrectly. Okay, so I could not reload it to a point where I had the rocket reconstructed. I didn't save it. But I think that'll be it for the rockets. It was fun. This is before I upgraded this with the tanks and stuff, so I must have had something connected incorrectly. If anybody knows what I did there, let me know. I think that might be it for this round of Mars. I might switch to, I'm thinking, a cold planet, and we'll play with that one next. When I do the next base, I'm gonna try and be a little bit fancier. I may lean more towards solar, because when you get to this section and the mining, it becomes a little too much for the generators. Although you can really stuff the coal in there if you wanted to. But I had a lot of fun with the rockets. I suspect that I needed more fuel to land at the end there. I probably had to fire the rockets up a lot more, and I didn't have enough fuel, so it crashed. So 20 megs, or 20 megapixels, 19.4 I think I was at, is not enough for a two-stage rocket miner. I guess I would have to put, I don't know if I could fit two tanks, two medium tanks, maybe, but I kind of doubt it. But it looks like you need at least two medium tanks, or maybe a medium tank and two smaller tanks. That's a lot of fuel. But again, this is maybe Old Salt Gamer. If you like these videos, subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next run-through.